Hello my friends and welcome. I hope you're doing fine. And today we will have a look to the next exercise of exercism. It's called Isogram. Let's go. So, this is the exercise. It's called Isogram. And let's read the instructions. So it says, determine if a word or phrase is an isogram. Okay, so what is isogram? An isogram, also known as a non-pattern word, is a word or phrase without a repeating letter. However, spaces and hyphens are allowed to appear multiple times. Okay, so we have a word, and in that word, the letters shouldn't be repeated. Yeah, okay, so there's an example: lumberjacks, background, downstream, 6-year-old. So they said that hyphens and spaces are allowed to repeat. The word isogram, however, is not an isogram because the S repeats. Okay, so we see an S here and isograms. Isogram is an isogram, right? Yeah. But isograms is not because you have two S's. Okay, cool. So let's copy and open our terminal and paste this here. Come on. And then copy this. Let's go there. And let's open the lib file and the test file. Code test. Okay. Cool. So let's see here. What's happening? Okay. So we have a class here. It's an empty class. What do we have here? This is the class that we have, and then we have this method. It's called isIsogram, and we're getting a string. As you see here, it's an empty string. Here's a string, and then we're getting back a bool. So it's basically every method basically which is said is something. So is capital letter, is empty, is something else. So it should return bool basically. So when doing that, saying is isogram, so we're asking, is this an isogram? Yes or no. So bool. Okay. Even if they didn't mention it here as a bool, but you have it here, bool. Okay. Cool. So this is our method. So let's copy this and open Dartpad. So let's put the class in there. We don't need this. And let's copy the name. This is the name of the method. And we said we have a bool. This is the name of the method. And the method gets a string. And let's call it word. Isogram, you can, whatever, this is not important. Okay, so this is basically what we need. So when we test this, we need to say print isogram dot is isogram, and then let's make the case of my name, Steve. Okay, cool. So let's go through to the test and see what's there. So basically we see an empty one. Okay, we see isogram 11, some things here. Okay, we have capital letter and small letters. We have a mix here. We have a hyphen, hyphen, big like capital letters. Okay. Okay, so basically, let's think about how to solve this exercise, okay? This is the old version, but we can go through. don't worry. So I did a video about this and the camera was messed up, so I needed to record again. Let's see if we get a new board. Okay, we have a new board, so we need to wait. Hang tight. Finished. All right, so we said that we are getting steve as a string. Okay, this is what we're getting now. So what do we need to do? So if we saw here, so basically what they said, spaces and hyphens are allowed to appear multiple times. All right, so no, that's not true. So basically the first thing that we need to think about, we need to do everything in basically the same. So if you said you have a string with capital letters, you need to work on capital letters, because if you compare stuff, it should be all the same. So it's not capital and small mixed, it's either capital or small. So that's basically the first thing that we need to do. So we will convert everything to lower case. So convert to lower case. Okay. And then after that, we basically, the best thing is to do is to remove hyphens. All hyphens, if that's the correct way to write it, I don't know. And after that, we need to remove all spaces. Okay, so basically, go away. Okay, so if we have like Steve hyphen empty, so we need this to be removed, because this don't matter. Basically, this is what they are saying. They're saying that spaces and hyphens, they can appear multiple times. It doesn't matter. So what's important is Steve. So this what's here in between. Okay. All right. So when we have all of this, what do we get at the end? So at the end we will have STEVE. Correct? So we removed this hyphen and the spaces, and we made everything to lowercase. Perfect. Let's put this in a red box. All right. Okay. So the next thing that we need to think about now is to go through that string, and then to see how can we remove basically the repeating letters. So we see here this E and this E is repeating. So how can we remove one of them? If you go on Google and search basically what a software engineer does all the time, you find this Stackoverflow, and I will link this in the description so you can have it and read. But basically this guy is asking, hey, how can I remove stuff? And the answer with the most both ups, so basically this, is the correct one. So let me do this so you can read it better. All right, let me check. Yes. Okay, so he has a list here, and what he uses is basically he uses toSet method, and by doing that, the toSet method removes duplicates basically, which is amazing. I didn't know that. I tried another way to do it, and then I was like, wait a minute, there should be a method. So if you're programming and you have like something that you say there should be a method, look for it. There's definitely a method. So, and basically I'll link this set method documentation as well, so you can read and maybe see what it does more, like in depth. But basically, this is how he did it. He has an array. You see the 4s 3 times and 2 6s, and he says toSet, and then it removes everything magically. Cool. So what do we need to do? We need to have an array, so this toSet can work. Okay. So let's go to the whiteboard again. So basically, we need to do split. We learned, well, we know how to make a string to a list, basically with a split. So we split that, and then we use toSet, and let's say remove duplicate. Okay, I guess that's good. Oh, what happened? toSet remove duplicate. Okay. Okay, so when we have that, what do we get? We get S T E V E as a list. Let's do it like this. List. Okay. We don't have this E. So basically we have only this 4 because toSet removes, duplicates. Cool. So what can we do this? So basically, if you see on the left side, we have STEV, and on the right side, we have STEVE. Okay. So what can we do? Of course, we can go through both lists, basically. If we can convert this also to lists, we can go to the list, or we can convert them to string and then compare both of them if they are equal, and then we need to maybe how you said it, to sort them alphabetically so you don't have any problems and stuff like that. Too complicated. What we can do is basically use basically use length. So we have, when we say length, we will get 4 here, correct? So let me put this. We will get 4. If we say length here, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is empty, 6, 7, 8. So it's not correct. It's not the same. But we need to, let me choose another color. So we need to bring this in a some way that it's similar to compare, because we said, okay, we removed here all the hyphens and all the empty spaces, so it's basically not the same. So we need to remove, we can do lower cases, we can remove all hyphens, and that one is missing. So we need to remove all empty spaces. Okay. So these 3 steps we need to do with this one. So at the end we get basically S. So we have a list. We do toSplit. So we have STEVE. So, and that's a fair comparison, I would say. So now you can compare both of them. Okay. So by doing that, we get 5 here, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the end, we compare both of them. Is 4 equal to 5? No. Basically, that's it. That's everything what we need to do. Cool. All right, let's do the programming. So first thing, what we need to do is to convert everything to a lowercase. So that's easy. So we have our word, and we need to convert that to lowercase. Make it one more bigger. Okay. So we have word, dot to lowercase. Cool. That's first task. Let's see what's the next task. We need to remove all hyphens. Cool. How we do that? We say replace all, and then we say all hyphens with empty. Cool. So that's next step. Third step, unfortunately, it's not here. We can add it. Remove all spaces. All right. That's the third step. How can we do that? Same, replace all, and then we say replace all empty spaces with empty string. Cool. So let's see what we get as if we go through that. So let's say print and then paste that in here. Whoops. We need to give, we say return true, so we don't have error. All right, cool. So we will get, actually, if we say this, so let's say if we get what we expect, nothing. Oh yeah, of course. All right. So we will have Steve and true. Okay. So you see, now we are on this step. So check, 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 check. So now we need to split. But before I do that, you see that this one is also the same. So basically this step, it's the same for, at the end we're comparing two lists with each other. So the step of both of these strings that will become arrays at the end, or lists, they're the same. So we can store this, what we did until now, in a variable basically. So we can use that again. All right, so let's do that. So let's cut this, throw this away. And we can use the same variable because we don't need it again. As it is, I mean, like as it is here. All right, cool. So now what can we do? Now we need the comparison, okay? So we said that we need to split them. So let's take the first on the left side, the word on the left side. So word dot split, and the pattern is empty. So now it's split. Next we need to do toSet, and let's do that. Dot toSet, and at the end, we didn't write it here, but we can do now. We just say that's the for is basically the length. Oops. Length. Okay. Cool. All right. So now we need to do the length, and then we're finished on with the left side. Dot length. Why does it length? Okay. And now we need to compare it if that's the same as the right side. So what do we have on the right side? We have Steve. So when we use word now, word is a string. So we cannot use word alone. So we need to do word dot split and give it this pattern. Okay. And basically, if the left side is 4 and the right side is 4, it returns true. If the left side is 4 and the right side is 5, it returns false. So we say return. Let's remove this. We don't need it. All right, there's still an error. Of course, dot length as well. So now we're comparing both of them. Cool. So let's see if Steve is an isogram. And basically it should say false because, or nothing. False. Perfect. So let's use an example that they have, a complicated one. Let's do this one. This is not complicated. Let's do this one with the empty spaces. And then we can do the one with the hyphens. Let's see. So this one should return true. Perfect. And then let's use one with hyphens. Copy. Whoops, what's happening? Okay, so copy that. And this one should return what? False. False. Perfect. Cool. So let's copy this and paste it in here. And then Dart pocket. So Dart run test. And now let's see if everything is correct. Oh, we forgot to to remove the skips. So on top of here, you can copy. Let's do this. Basically go to through all the skips and make them to false. These can be handy, the skips, if you are testing step by step. If you get an error somewhere and you're doing it step by step, so you can see in which test you're failing, and then you can think accordingly how to solve the problem. Okay, so all tests passed. Perfect. So let's go through this fast. Okay, so we have a string, that's it, Steve. And then we have an empty space, a hyphen in there. So the first thing what we did is to convert all of them to lowercase, then remove all the hyphens, remove all the spaces. You can do this also the other way around. So first you remove all the hyphens and then all the spaces, and then make it lowercase in case there's a problem. But as you saw, there is no problem. And then you have Steve. You make it to a list by splitting the characters, the string to characters. And then toSet method, it removes the duplicates, and then take the length of that, compare it to the length of the right side. If it's the same, it's true, it's an isogram. If it's not an isogram. Cool. Perfect. So this is how you solve this exercise. Yeah, basically that's it. And if you found this helpful, then thumbs up, like, and sub to my channel. And I hope to see you next time. Yes, and what I wanted to say at the end, if you have suggestions for anything that you want to learn about Dart or Flutter, or if I should do another Flutter app thing, so you need to follow along. These will be like 4 to 5 hours or something. So yeah, say it in the comment. If you have a different idea how to solve this, or you have anything else, let me know in the comment. Let's have conversation. And I'm still a small channel, so I basically read every comment. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Steve out. Ciao.